Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another cast, another game. Guys, it's been a little bit, I admit. I am perfectly willing to admit that it's been a few days. But we are back, my friends. We are back. We're casting again. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. The whales are spouting. The dogs are barking. Cats are meowing. Everything is as it should be, and we have yet another escalation game. So, guys, one thing I was told is that I need to focus more maybe on the player bases and focus more on just trying to talk about the different strategical decisions the players make. So in this game, I will try to do that. And yeah. So really quick announcement before we jump into this: we do have a Escalation 2v2 tournament coming up on the 15th of February. We've designed the rules so that the teams will be very evenly balanced. You're not allowed to just have a team with the two of the best players. So hopefully it'll be a really interesting tournament. That's a very fun and exciting event coming up. So guys, keep your eyes peeled for more details on that. And with that, let's jump into this game. So guys, this map I've never actually casted before. It's Diox Sacred Place. And I like it a lot. There's plenty of metal. You've got these rings of trees. You've got all kinds of interesting terrain features and obstacles. Now, obviously, the trees can be cut or burned down, but at least for now, those will provide an obstacle for the players to try and this is just a really interesting map. I like what Diox did here with his design. I'm surprised people don't play it more. It just seems like it has a lot of potential for interesting gameplay patterns. The middle, I think, is totally inaccessible for now until people either fly construction planes or transports over that, or they just burn down the trees in the way. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how this map actually plays out and like what kind of strategies the players want to rely on. Obviously, nothing is stopping you from just overwhelming your opponent with just units, but it could be difficult to do. There are a lot of natural choke points that the players could exploit to make it difficult. It's a little bit like a maze. It's like a maze of trees. Or like a crop circle, if you're into the ancient alien stuff. So let's go ahead and introduce the teams. Here in the north, we have Tasto, the Armed Green Commander. And in brown, we have Major Paradox, also the Armed Commander. And in blue, we have FN, also the Armed Commander. And finally, in pink, we have Deus Ex Machina, the only core player. So those are your teams. Those are your contestants. And I don't know what happened there. I don't think I've ever seen that. The two peewees just got stuck on each other. But yeah, already there's been a lot of combat happening here on the west side. These two squads of peewees engaging. Here on the east side, it looks like green may have gotten a single peewee into the business. He will take out an extractor. He will lose an AK. Nope, the AK will survive. I think one died here, but anyways, pink didn't lose too much there. Nothing too crippling or overwhelming has occurred at this stage of the game, so it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Both teams still very healthy. Everyone's economy looks stable, and no cons have been killed thus far. So the game should kind of it should progress as normal. Let's look at the player bases. So blue and pink, like I said, going K-bots first, and it looks like they're still on K-bots, having not transitioned into anything else. But green, Tasto started K-bots, now he's going into vehicles, and brown still just on his original K-bot lab. So it looks like green is the only player at this moment to have a second plant. Guys, naval probably won't play much of a role this game. The water is there more for aesthetics, I think, than anything. Hovercraft also probably aren't going to play much of a role. But air could play a role, depending on if the players want to invest into that. And but right now, everyone just on K-bots and vehicles. That's it. That's all that we see. Battles happening at choke points, but nothing nothing too extraordinary at the moment to be talked about. So I'm going to go ahead and just speed it up a little bit because it seems like the players are currently just expanding, building up their armies. Brown is moving in for an attack here in the southwest corner of the map. Lots of units, lots of potential for a timely attack. It's a lot of peewees. I feel like warriors might be good in these choke points just because they're short range, but the fights here are so brutal and close range that this might be a perfect situation to use a warrior. So maybe one of the players will build some warriors or MAKs. These two light laser towers seem to be doing really well in defending this, and brown will lose everything. The game's still very close, but these choke points are going to make it difficult to actually make any progress into the player bases and to be successful in actually breaking through. So let's make sure that we watch everything that's going on and try to predict what the next move will be. But right now, I mean, all the players still on T1. Green is the only player on vehicles. Producing javelins. I think javelins might be good into this composition. Javelins are going to be a great counter to the AKs. They outrange them, and all that front-loaded damage can, I think, almost one-shot an AK. So, yeah, Green's decision to go onto vehicles definitely unique this game, from what I can tell. And FN, he's struggling to even use his metal. He's got lots and lots of peewees. But guys, this is not a situation you want to be in. You need to always have energy. Otherwise, you can't use your metal. And he is building a Geo. Okay, this is why FN doesn't have energy. He went into aircraft. So guys, aircraft is extremely energy intensive. And so if you're going to go into aircraft on any map, you need to have more energy than the other players probably. You need to really focus on your energy eco. FN working on that Geo, but nowhere near finished yet. And Brown moving through with yet more peewees. It looks like he will end up taking out those two towers. He doesn't... there we go. He targets the mechs. So he gets that. The game's still very close. Blue now revealing, I guess, that he's on air, and he has finally fixed his energy crisis, it seems. So he's going into advanced K-bots. Still a very close game. Nobody seems amazingly ahead to me. But it's such an interesting map with these concentric circles, you know, there's like battles happening on every layer. And it makes it difficult to know where to attack or where to defend, but it seems like both teams doing a decent job of it. Tasto with a decently sized army of Rockos there. Rockos and Stumpies, that's a nice composition. Brown has found the vehicle plant. Usually you would want to mark this. So guys, if you're playing and you find your enemy's production put a marker on it so that your teammate knows and you know where that is. So next time you attack, you can go straight for it, or use units to fire into the fog, even if you don't see it. It is important. It doesn't take much to just put a marker down so that you can remember exactly where your target is. You could also use it for bombers or gunships or anything. It's just really nice to let your teammates know what you're doing, and also for your own reference. But right now, I really like what Brown's doing. You know, he's made a nice wall of light laser towers, and that's going to stop all these Pee-wees from really breaking through there. So that's going to sort of stop Blue in his tracks. Green, whose army, like I said, his composition, I think, is very strong. He's got Stumpies and Rockos. Of course, they're not really together, and ideally you would want to keep your army in formation if you want to get the maximum value out of it. So here on the west, Brown and Blue are clashing. Looks like everyone has gone into vehicles now. And Blue losing most of his army there. Brown doing a good job of really keeping the pressure on FN, but of course we know FN is going into advanced K-bots. Eventually, he will get there. But the issue is that Tasto has broken through. Pink is in a lot of trouble. Pink's base has been split in half. There's this part of his base in the north, but then there's this other part in the south. The Stumpies are in the business. All he really has is his commander to stop this. Green taking out more and more solars. Yeah, it seems like Pink has just kind of been caught with his pants down, and now Brown also putting the pressure on FN. I think FN's decision to go into advanced maybe a little bit greedy. Pink already giving up. The southern team has kind of lost everything here. The yeah, it's just not looking good. Both Brown and Green broke through at pretty much the exact same time. And now Green is even in FN's base. FN's going to start losing everything. Everything. It's just, yeah, this is a terrible situation. So guys, one thing I want to say, hang on. Pink is going to have to make prodigious use of the D-gun if he wants any chance of surviving for yet another few moments. Right now, nano blocking his heart out, but I feel like his base is in serious trouble. Man, yeah, this is a tough game for the southern team. More and more units coming in. Pink's commander has got to be careful. He needs to use the D-gun more. He's getting chased around. FN offering some assistance, bringing his flashes in. Try and help. Ooh, a D-gun here would be great. Just right through those flashes. Oh, man. Pink looks confused. And, yeah, Pink's base is just... it's in shambles. Oh, but hang on. Hang on. Blue with a transport. Guys, he built some Atlases. Atlases in Escalation can carry more than one unit. It's not like OTA. So Blue is picking up some flashes in that transport. Pink is holding on for dear life. Oh, good God. He is nano-blocking his heart out. Trying to stay alive. Where is the D-gun? Just D-gun these flashes, Pink. But let's keep an eye on that transport. It could be very consequential. Pink's still barely alive. I don't even really want to take my eye off him, but yeah, there he goes. He finally dies. So now it's a 2v1, but we do have these two Atlases. Oh, I think he's also adding Mavericks into the Atlas. So guys, Mavericks and Atlases are a match made in heaven. These two units go together like tea and crumpets, or coffee and bagels, or, you know, choose your alliteration. So Pink is out and Blue is... I mean, he's got almost nothing left. He's at the edge of the abyss. He's on the precipice of disaster. He's on the side of a cliff, looking over the edge, but he still has one final ace up his sleeve. All right, Pink, you are out. It's just Blue, but Blue is not done yet. He's got these transports full of flashes and mavericks. And, oh my goodness. Could this work? Blue, oh, he loses one transport. But he's got his second transport, and there's one maverick in it. And Green, Tasto not paying attention. Okay. Thought that was going to work. I really thought that was going to work. God, if that second transport had opened up, I think he might have been able to do it. And with that, I think maybe that's it. I thought Blue. Look, if Blue had been able to take out Green, well, I don't know. I don't know if he could have won. Maybe though. He's got some Zeuses. He's got some. Maybe his army could hold off Brown long enough to get back into the game. Good God, that was so clever. That was such an interesting strategy. Holy cow, man. I do like FN's ingenuity here. Despite the way it ended, it did not end well, and I think FN's probably just dead. But nice, I do want to say nice try by the Southern team. Nice attempt. FN gonna go out in a blaze of glory, doing his level best to try and hang on. Oh, he's doing much better D-guns than Pink was. But guys, the reason I wanted to show you this game was because I cast a lot of games, and anywhere from 1v1 to 5v5, and like the games sometimes go on for hours, literally. And I think a lot of people will watch my games and be like, oh, this is just what the average Escalation game is like. And they'll just assume that like the Escalation is just designed to be a turtle fest, and the games are just designed so that you can't kill anyone and it goes on forever. It's actually the opposite. You only see the games I cast that take forever because those are like the select few that go that distance. Most games end really quickly. Like most games, one team gets so far ahead that they win. So like, I think it's important for me to cast games like this on my channel so you realize that Escalation is not just a turtle fest. The games usually end like within a few minutes. And one team just can't stabilize or come back. So still an interesting game. Still glad I casted it. Definitely not one of my longer ones, but I will cast a longer one in the near future. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will catch you in the next cast.